Well, good morning, all. How's everybody doing on this fabulous Tuesday afternoon? I have been napping before this, so it's going to be a pretty low energy stream. However, there's some things I need to get done on this stream. Big things is the ISOs. People have been asking me, because most times when people contribute, like with the downloads, it's just like a Clonezilla image. And I was like, all right. I've been lazy. I haven't made ISOs for that. So it's mainly just been a way to fund projects. And I actually want to make an ISO for folks so we can actually do custom installers. And we're going to be doing, obviously, two. Debian and Arch. Really the only two distributions that matter in Linux. Everything else is just a fork. So, with that said, I mean, well, there is Fedora too, but yeah, we'll just kind of push that off to the side. Really, it's just Debian and Arch. Let's just be real here. So, with that, we're going to make two ISOs today. Vanilla Debian, Vanilla Arch. Pretty easy. How's everybody doing? Oh, man. So wild. So wild. But we're probably just going to jump right into it, unless I see anything in chat, which, hey, I'm okay with the chill stream today. I'm just going to put this URL. I didn't set anything up before hitting the live button, unlike me. Hello from Sweden. How's it going? All right, super excited. Let's get going. Heck, you know what? Well, I like to kind of bop around for the first bit, but, today I'm feeling like, let's just get it done. Let's just get it done. So there's a bunch of different ways to make an ISO. Let's get off. Whoa, hey, cat. Oh, this is creating your own distro. Probably going to go with just this project right here, Debian Live Config. I've never tried it, so we're going to give it a whirl and then test it out in a virtual machine. TNA Hunter, thanks for the super chat. Have you ever thought about making a custom Linux ISO for your community to download? Sure. Totally. Let's see what we can do. I've always been a big fan of just kind of teaching people how to do it. That's the big thing that I always preach is getting people to do it themselves, I think, is the biggest thing with what I do. Because I'm going to make decisions that some people aren't going to like. And I know I have a bit of an unpopular opinion here of Linux, but the gist of it is this. The thing that makes Linux awesome, makes it just way better than anything else, is the fact that you can customize it to your heart's desire and make it exactly according to what you think it should look like and feel like. That's amazing. You can't do it with any other operating system. That's phenomenal. But if you don't want to customize it, you just want it to work and you just want it to be functional and do everything that you want to do without any work, I just don't think Linux is really a fit for many. And that's kind of like my thing is, like, my version of Linux, is what we're looking at right here, is not really meant for a lot of people out there. Yeah, there's like, you can do a lot of different stuff with it, but at the end of the day, I know this is going to appeal to a few people. But for the most part, I think it's really designed for a power user. And that's this one. Not for everybody, but that's kind of like the gist of what my thinking is. So I always am... what is that ancient proverb? Give a man a fish, he eats for a day. Teach a man to fish, he eats for a lifetime. And I think that is more true in this realm than anything else. So, I'm glad you're liking them, TNA. Much appreciated, man. Thanks for all the videos. I love Wallpaper Engine. Yeah, Wallpaper Engine's a fun one. I absolutely love Wallpaper Engine as well. All right. So, here we go. It appeals to power supermodel users. I'm known for my blunders of the English language, to say the least. People are like, well, you're a YouTuber. You should be pretty good with talking and functioning. And no, I'm a technician that just so happens to make videos. That's the honest truth. Alrighty. Let's go at this. We're going to make a custom one. We'll start with Debian. For Arch, I'm going to actually cheese that a little bit. There's another YouTuber that doesn't really get much thing, but I really like his content. I think he only has like 5,000 subs or something. Maybe more. But EasyNix, he has some really good content. He made this project Easy Archer that I think is phenomenal. So shout out to him. And if you've never even heard of him, he does some really cool Linux stuff as well. EasyNix, I think, is that. Yeah, so he has like 5,000 subs, but he's made some crazy Linux projects and just some really cool stuff. So if you haven't, shout out to this EasyNix. He's great. So we're going to use his project Easy Archer today to make our Arch ISO, because you can make it to only include the packages that we want to include and only like the desktop environments and those types of things, to make a really kind of clean ISO. But we're going to start with Debian Live config and start packaging up this guy and see what it looks like. I don't think it'll be very good on our first run through, but it's more about that repetition, just getting that practice, those practice swings in. You know, I don't think we'll hit a home run right away, but it's more about just getting that practice out, making that first ISO for Debian, because I've never made an ISO for Debian or Arch. You know, I was like, hey, how hard can it be? We're about to find out. So that's the gist of it. So we're gonna move on to this, and what is this? Bullseye hybrid download install. All right, let's do it. Let's just get into it. So usually there's dependencies that we need. That's gonna be right here, install requirements. So let's put those in and see what we get. So that's our first bit. Then it wants us to do a git clone. So let's go into our build directory so we don't gunk up our home folder. And we're gonna just get the Debian Live config. And now finally, let's just do our make of this file. Bam. Oop. Come on. And let that go. Luigi, I could not agree more. You got to break things. If you don't fail, you don't learn. So if you think everything's just going to work perfect for you, you're not going to learn anything. It's the most important thing. You learn anything from me, it breaks things. That's how you learn. Obviously, don't do it in a production environment though. If you could avoid that, that'd be probably a choice lesson. Oh, did it show sudo in there? Oh yeah, it did. Sudo, that's a funny tidbit. Someone in chat said, it says the apt install sudo with sudo. Yeah, that didn't work. I mean, we already have sudo, so it doesn't matter. I already have git and probably make as well. I don't think I had live build though. That's pretty funny though. I think pretty much everybody should have sudo on install though. That's cute though. You always run in, yeah, and that's the thing. Also, you have to realize about a lot of Linux repositories. Sometimes it's a bit rough around the edges, and some of the documentation, you always have to go in with the mindset, this may not be 100% flushed out. This may not be very good. And you need to think, hey, where do you think the documentation's lacking? Where do you think this project might fail a bit? Because you might do everything exactly how they tell you to, and it still might not work because they didn't tell you the right way to do it. So it's always important to notice that, but that's a fun little catch there with the sudo. Oh, it didn't. My little highlight plugin I need to sign in with, but oh well, I'll do it later. Yeah, so whenever we make an ISO file, typically you want to do like an MD5 hash or kind of say, hey, here's the download hash. So if someone does like get their system hacked or something and get redirected to a nefarious site and they go download that file, the hash wouldn't match up, and you'd know it was not authentic. So we'll verify all that as well if we get an ISO that's good. I don't know if we'll make anything today that'll be redistributable. I guess we'll find out. Stay tuned. Is Manjaro the best distro to learn Arch? No. Arch is the best distro to learn Arch. You're not going to learn anything installing Manjaro. Or let's just say very little. Manjaro does a good job holding your hand. Philip Mueller is their lead dev, and he's a very, very good guy. And he's done a very good job with Manjaro, making it idiot-proof. or somewhat idiot-proof, I should say. And that's the dev team behind Manjaro doing it. Arch is much less forgiving. And you remember what I started the stream out saying, to learn, you gotta fail. And you're gonna fail plenty with vanilla Arch. Manjaro, it kind of holds your hand. It's a lot harder to fail with Manjaro. So I view that as a bad thing in some instances. When it comes to learning, I do. So I say vanilla Arch is the best way, because you will fail. Zero! XFCE build. Oh, congrats, man. I'm not a huge fan of XFCE, but I still like it a lot. I think it's a pretty good minimal desktop environment. I still use some XFCE utilities in a lot of my installs. Vicky, I'm doing well. How are you doing? This is a long build. Surprisingly long. Yeah, actually, I started out, I think, what was the whole Linus Tech Tips doing the Arch deal, or not Arch, but he did Manjaro, and then I think Luke did Linux Mint. It's kind of interesting seeing that, and I would say it definitely taught me a thing or two about, I don't know if it taught me, it just kind of made me realize Linux really isn't for most people. It just isn't. It's definitely not for a gamer. It's not for a lot of hardcore Windows users. It just depends. I think Linux is for those that really want to take the time to learn it. If you don't want to take the time to learn Linux, it's not for you. I think that's the big takeaway. If I was going to say one thing from Linus doing the Linux thing, is Linux is really meant for those that really want to learn Linux, and it's not for those that don't. And that's it. Like, most of Windows users have just used it their entire life, and they load up Linux expecting it to just kind of work the same way. And unless you have the time to learn it, it just isn't worth it. And some people are like, well, that's messed up. I mean, Linux should do more to be more inclusive. And I'm like, no, it's just, that's not going to happen because of how fragmented it is. There's no way to support it. There's no way to hold the hand of these people. It's just not, it's not capable of doing it. So that's a good takeaway as well. If you're thinking about trying Linux, I think it's an amazing thing. I think everyone should try it. But go in with the expectation that everything works differently and you have to learn it. It's just not going to work the same way as Windows, and it never will. The closest thing we can get to that, to see like massive adoption, people sometimes obsess over this. I know I did when I first got into Linux. And the big takeaway I got from all of that years of just kind of learning about it is a big corporation like a Google doing a Google Chrome, or a Valve doing like a Steam OS, they could lock down the entire experience and take away everything that makes Linux and make their own separate OS that would be very good, highly supportable, and the mainstream could use it. But at that point in time, it's not really even Linux anymore. I mean, at that time, it's Chrome OS or it's Steam OS. It's not really Linux anymore because of how it's done. And that's really the only way you can get mainstream adoption. I think a lot of people miss that. Well, as far as getting a Debian testing ISO, we might get one today. We'll put it up on probably like SourceForge, or we can try to upload it to GitHub. I think my GitHub's getting close to being full. Maybe I'll need to go with like a paid plan or something. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. So right now we're just building our live environment. And then we're going to be changing the default build configuration right here. Kind of going through all this. And we'll just read through each of the documentations, customize it to our needs, and see what we end up with, and we'll test it in a virtual machine once we're finished. Any news on Riser FS? Isn't that the guy that made Riser FS? Didn't he like kill his wife and he's in prison forever now? Or did it get forked and actually get development going again? I don't know. It's a good question. Why do you use GitHub instead of GitLab? GitHub's kind of what I learned on. I mean, no real reason behind it. Most people don't like GitHub because it's owned by Microsoft now. Microsoft bought it out. So I encourage people to use GitLab. Or you could use Bitbucket, I think. That's another one. Or you could host your own Git. All these are good things. GitLab, you can also, I think GitLab has a good little setup to do a privatized GitLab as well. So if you want like a private repository, definitely check out GitLab. But GitHub is just kind of like the 500-pound gorilla in the room, and that's why I use it. It's like asking why I use YouTube, because everyone does. So that's why. Yeah, I would use GitLab. I don't have any issues with GitLab. I'm just more familiar with the GitHub interface. Yeah, we're getting close to the end here. Probably another couple seconds, or maybe a minute. Yeah, self-help in GitLab and a Docker container is cool too. Yeah. When would you recommend a self-hosted GitLab? Like a lot of people like to clone their dot files, and if I had like a privatized GitHub, I'd be much more liberal in how I would clone a lot of my stuff here. So if I made this up and I was like, you know what, I wouldn't even care about my cache or maybe my SSH keys in my home folder. I could just clone it all, and then I would have it all private, and then I could easily just restore using like a git clone command. I think that would be kind of cool. But yeah, there's a variety of ways why you'd want privatized Git. I think that's amazing, but at the same time, since I'm so public, it's more of a security risk either way, to where I'd be more afraid someone hacking me and then cloning it, to where a lot of my stuff I try and just store up here. Still hoping for a Windows layer for Linux from Microsoft. I mean, let's say I was a product lead at Microsoft in the Windows arm or the Windows branch of it. It would be over my dead body that would ever happen, just because I valued my job. Let's say I cared about where I worked, and I cared about Microsoft. I would never want to do that, because you would lose a lot of the exclusivity that Microsoft and Windows has. As soon as you do like a Windows shim for Linux or a compatibility layer for Linux, you give away the secret sauce, so to speak. There's reasons why everyone uses Windows, and almost always it's more of a compatibility thing than anything else. If they didn't have that compatibility or that vendor lock-in, so to speak, I don't think there would be a huge case for using Windows. I mean, think about it. Why would you do that as Microsoft? You'd shoot yourself in the foot. So I got no hate for Microsoft. I think it's just good business doing a vendor lock-in. I even made videos about how ruthless Microsoft was in the early 90s, in the late 90s, between the browser wars where they killed Netscape to Microsoft Office and the rise of it. and how they completely killed a superior word processor, WordPerfect. WordPerfect was far better than Microsoft Word. The only reason that WordPerfect lost its market share was some back-end shenanigans that Microsoft pulled, and how they were able to, Gates and team was able to be extremely ruthless and do extremely antitrust type things, such as develop a new operating system that everyone was using and then give the competition maybe a week to develop their product and then release it with Microsoft Office and be like, hey, if you want to use an Office suite with this new awesome OS, you have to use our stuff. And the whole competition kind of fell to the wayside. That's what happened with WordPerfect. So yeah, I would not bet on Microsoft going too far from its roots and being all high and mighty. It's all just a PR game these days. Yeah, I still use Robo for my password manager. You can always tell. You see the little green robot. You can kind of see it in the background here. Right here. You can kind of see the little Robo form. I like Robo form. I know I'm in the minority, but whatever. Use what's comfortable with you. A lot of other people like Bitwarden too. Nothing wrong with them. I know Bitwarden you can self-host, and it's open source too. So for those that are really big into open source, that's usually what they go with. Try them. Like I said, the big thing I want to do for folks is just have options. I'm always preaching, hey, you should have options. I don't want to lock people into one thing. I say try it all, figure out what works best for you. I think that's the biggest thing. Luigi, game app won't do it. Bummer, man. Yeah. Microsoft Store's always been broken. It's just one of them things, man. Yeah, Keeper, KeyPass, those are also good as well. I wasn't a big fan of KeyPass, mainly just because with KeyPass you had you kind of had to host it all yourself, and then getting it between all the different devices I have. I use 7 and 8 different devices, and having them all sync up to one central database using KeyPass is frankly a lot of work. I would recommend for those with multiple devices, Bitwarden or RoboForm I think would be a better suit for you. But if you only have 1 or 2 devices, KeyPass I think can be very good. It's just, like I said, not for me. This is BSPWM for the window manager. And we're just building a live environment right now. Once we get the live config, then we'll start editing some of the live config files. Once that's done, then we'll try to edit it a bit, and then we'll take that ISO that we create and build it on a machine and see what that looks like. Help, I accidentally changed my phone's default language to Japanese. You could always learn Japanese. No, no, I'm kidding. Usually what you can do is load up a VM with an English. If it's like, I assume you're using Android. Use like an Android emulator. I think there's some really good ones. I did a video on Android emulation using, I think like VirtualBox has some pre-built images. And what you can do with that is, with the pre-built images, load it up, figure out exactly the process for getting to the English language. So then you can actually have that up on your screen with your computer, swipe through and figure out exactly where that change language button is. That way you don't have to read the Japanese. So you could mirror it on one other portion. Good way around. Or you could even, on your computer, hook up the Android device, enable developer options. But at that point, I mean, it's probably easier to just change it. Figure it out and using like a little emulator where it's at. 1Password I thought was a bit expensive. They have really good affiliate programs though. Yeah, like here's a little bit behind the scenes from a YouTuber. 1Pass and oh man, NordPass has a big affiliate program, and then there's one more, Dashlane I think it is. Those three. Oh man, you get like a lion sum. I think it's like $10 or $20 per sign up or something ridiculous. I think it's more than that. I think it's like $30 or $40 a pop every time someone uses one of those links. So if I cared about money a whole bunch, I'd recommend those guys. Those three are like, whoo, big time affiliate sales. Go buy a Tesla with your rips off of those. But yeah. I don't personally like either of them. It's not that they're bad. It's just, I think their interface is pretty cool looking, but I think they're just overpriced for what you get. Watching your show and doing stock trading at the same time. Awesome, Alpha. Well, I saw we got a good bounce in the Dow Jones today. And there's a good correlation from that to crypto as well, which is kind of cool. So congrats to those actually trading today. Looks like a pretty green day. Unlike the last couple days. Woo, pretty rough. I don't trust any software which advertises too much. Yeah, that's I agree with that sentiment. A lot of times, if there's a lot of advertisement around it, a lot of people don't realize how much marketing matters. If you have really good marketing, that's what matters the most. Honestly, I think that's why we have Windows 11 today. I think Windows 10, it started kind of fading a bit, and people were starting to get fed up, or it started having pretty poor reception a little bit. And I think the big catalyst for Windows 11, they're like, you know what? Let's just slap a new skin on the Windows 10 kernel, make some improvements. Maybe we'll say it's more secure. Hey, marketing team, what's the big thing? Oh, Windows gets lots of viruses. Okay. Just make Windows 11 more secure. That's gonna be the thing. Yeah, Windows 11 more secure. Jot it down. All right. Yeah, make sure you slap a nice, cool, clean-looking interface and say it's more secure. Pro tip here, guys. You can look at any security YouTuber or whatever, any private test. Windows 10 and Windows 11, they get almost the equivalent amount of viruses. Windows 11 is not more secure. Maybe because they slap TPM 2.0 on it. Okay, if someone steals your computer and you got 2.0 and you've encrypted your device, it might be harder to get into it physically, but it's not more secure. Come on. Who are we fiddling with? Who are we fooling? Not me. Not any industry professional, I'll tell you that. Windows is Windows. Anywho, moving on. All right, so we got this built. We got our live environment built. Let's move on. How much dislike on the video now? Oh man, I don't know. I never paid attention. So the funny thing about the dislikes, I know a lot of YouTubers are all up in arms about the dislikes and people are upset about it. Frankly, taking away the dislike button, all YouTube did was make YouTube worse. I forget what I was looking up the other day. I think it was something like I was fixing or changing the oil in my car. And it was aggravating, especially on tutorial videos, because you pull a video and you're like, is this good or bad? I don't know. I don't have a like-dislike ratio. It was silly. So it made YouTube worse. I think that's pretty much accepted universally. I think even the people at YouTube know they made it worse. But as far as creators and stuff, I don't care. If my video gets a ton of dislikes, I might go, okay, well that obviously wasn't a great video. The next one better be more of a crowd pleaser. But I can still see that. It's just more about, for me personally, in marketing in general, honestly, you could get out of YouTube on this one. It's more about making people feel something. Whether that's good or bad, you got to feel something when you watch my content. That's my thing. I want to hopefully make you feel good and learn something new. That's my goal. But at the same time, if I make someone go, I hate this guy, dislike, I've also succeeded. Where I fail is if you go, this is just boring. Click off. Honestly, that's just the general consensus across the board on everything. Don't be boring. But I struggle with it. That's my big thing. That's my goal, is not to be boring. Try to teach something new, have you learn something new is my goal. And make it fun, because technology should be fun. All right, so let's configure this. We should have this directory. Where did this put it? Did it put it here? We have auto config. And then in config, we have all of those. And then we have all of that. All right. Yeah, on the like thing, I will say the thing that drives me crazy is like the creators are like, make sure you hit the like button. It helps feed the algorithm. I'm like, I think who doesn't know to hit the like button right now? I don't care. Click the dislike button. It's engagement either way. Type in chat. That's cool too. Engagement's engagement at the end of the day. That's all you care about. That's all the algorithm cares about is engagement. So like and dislike, believe it or not, are actually pretty equal. So if you click the dislike button, that helps the channel out. But you probably should click the like button because that'll actually tell me on the back end, hey, people like this stream. Okay, cool. Or people really didn't like this stream. Might be a larger dislike now that I said that. But engagement's engagement at the end of the day. I think that's just marketing in general. I think the age-old adage is any press is good press. I think, is it? Any engagement's good engagement. All right. And that's where you can kind of see, like, sometimes I think your favorite YouTube creators probably troll you a little bit. You know, might act the fool a little bit just to get a rise out of you, because they know they'll get greater engagement from it. Yeah, actually, Luigi, I'm using pipewire for this, or pipewire for this one. It's Pulse, but it's actually pipewire is where I'm at. Let's see here. Set basic configuration settings for the build, architecture, boot configuration, installer. So let's go into this. Let's just do Thunar, and we're gonna launch into this guy. We'll put it into workspace 3, and we'll start with auto and config. So this is our main contrib non-free architecture, distribution. Let's go SID. I don't know if we can do SID, but we're gonna try. I've never seen someone use SID for the installer distribution, but we're gonna try. I think that'd be fun. And the rest, I think we will leave the same. What's these other files? Clean. This just cleans things up. And build. All right, nothing too crazy here. So that's this directory. And now we'll go into probably like binary is the next one. So we got clean and then build. Next we go into config chroot. And this is where we do our custom packages. Yeah, this is going to be without a desktop environment for sure. Hey, Charles, good afternoon, man. Hope you're having a good one. Ram, thanks for the super chat. Installing Vanilla Arch today. Which window manager desktop environment would you recommend? And Wayland or Xorg? All right, that's a great question, Ram. For a starter, I imagine you're probably a Windows user, so I always recommend KDE for a first Windows user. There's so many really good GUI tools so you can get around. Second up, I think you're going to want Xorg for the display renderer. Wayland, there's still just so many guides out there that are more Xorg based. If you ever see a guide that says edit etc x11 and then fill in the blank of anything, NVIDIA drivers, all kinds of things like this, Xorg's where you want to be. Xorg's going to just treat you right. Most guides are written with Xorg in mind. So the world's still on Xorg. Wayland, I think sometime in the future, it'll eventually get there, but it's just not there yet. So I would go for the desktop environment, KDE. Probably not the full KDE. I would do like a KDE meta install or a partial KDE install because there's a lot of KDE utilities I don't personally like. But that would be my thing. KDE with Xorg. SID is unstable. I mean, use Arch. If you think that's unstable, use Arch and then come back to SID. SID seems like a rock compared to everything else. SID's amazing. People say it's unstable, but those people haven't used SID. That's my point of view. Use it and then come back and talk, and we'll talk. Because I've used SID for like a year. I think at one point I had like a small bug with one package, but that's about it. That's how solid SID is. It's just really good. Oh, ZFS with a live CD. We'll take a look. Oh, an Ubuntu Mint system. That's cool. Cool, Joel. I'm really wanting more of a base Debian system. That's why I'm using this. You can just use StartX now. Yeah, you can use StartX. If you don't want to use the display manager, I still use SDDM a lot. I really like SDDM. Gentoo, nobody likes Gentoo. It's just for the memes. That's what Gentoo's for. I know the Gentoo community is going to throw rocks at me for saying that, but it's the truth. All right. Moving on here. So we've got our configs done. Now let's go into the config. We do chroot. Files copied to the resulting live system. This is the live environment. I don't think there's really anything we need to do custom in here. Package lists. All right, this is the package, the resulting image system. List of additional packages to add to the ISO image. So I probably will want to change some of this. Let's take a look at how this is structured as we'll go into config and chroot. What do we have? This is just grub splash screen. You could change that around. etc. These are just basic config files, it looks like, for the live environment. User, again, all for the live. Now the installer, what's this look like? Partitioning, we'll probably leave most of this alone. Just reading through here, just seeing if there's anything that jumps out to me. I don't think there's really much. This is non-free, so we'll have some custom firmware. Boolean, grub, blah, blah, blah. All that looks just fine. Package list. Now this is where things get interesting. Important lists. Required. Audio, video. Okay. So this is the stuff that we need to change. We're going to do MPV and celluloid. All right. Oh, MPV is already there. MPV. So here's where we make most of our changes. We're going to want Anything else here? Nah. Just MPV and celluloid should get us there. Music players, that's fine. Section cheese. Ugh, cheese is crap. So is GNOME video effects. OBS Studio. Probably, you know what? I'm going to let people install that, I imagine, for screencast recording. If you want to install like a simple screen recorder, I'd recommend that for most people. Most people aren't going to want a full-blown OBS Studio on their stuff. I don't. I have a system dedicated for it, but if you do, nothing wrong with that. All right, codecs. All that looks good, good. Nothing too heavy. Subtitles. Subliminal. I've never used that package. Interesting. GNOME sound recorder. We're gonna have to get rid of that. I'll leave Audacity there. It's pretty small. Audio system. Ooh, we got to make some decisions here with the audio system. So what I would do is we're going to switch to Pipewire, right? What do we need for Pipewire? Pavu control actually works pretty well with Pipewire. I'm using Pipewire here. Here's my Pavu control. So when you right click this on my desktop, it just launches into Pavu control. So that's what that package is. Pulse audio though. Let's take a look at our Pipewire. Let's just do a sudo apt list installed grep Pipewire. So we need, probably don't know how much of this we need. I would say let's just get rid of that and that. Also a lead. I think Pipewire relies on ALSA. PN Mixer might also be a good one to add. That's like a tray icon. So we'll leave that one in. And then we'll just add Pipewire towards the end here. So for this, let's add pipewire.bin. Probably Pipewire audio client libraries, and then Pipewire bin, Pipewire media session, and Pipewire pulse. Where's that pulse audio? Let's change this to Pipewire. Also, let's take a look at an online guide as well. Pipewire. What other dependencies we might need for Pipewire? Install Pipewire Debian. Yeah, the reason I really hate Pulse Audio, a lot of people say Linux can't do audio very well, and it's gotten a lot better in recent years. And I've recently switched from Pulse to Pipewire, and I've actually enjoyed it. It's been pretty nice. So I haven't run into any issues. So let's take a peek here at our Pulse Pipewire here. I don't think anything too crazy. I will say we're going to move those sessions for Pipewire to the forefront, just because the dependencies for like Pulse and some other ones that are installed ahead of it, we might install Pulse Audio instead. So that should be good. But I honestly didn't have almost any issue doing this. Two session managers are available. Pipewire Media Session is primitive, is best for using Pipewire for basic functionality like screen sharing. But there's also Wire Plumber. I don't think I've used that. More advanced wire. We could throw Wire Plumber in there. Like, let's see what happens. So let's do that. And we'll take these pipe wire settings, and what we're going to do before Pavu control gets in there, I want to make sure we get those in. And that looks good. So that's audio video. And we're going to move on to development list. For development, let's see if there's anything we want to get rid of. Auto jump, bash completion. We'll leave all this in. We might add Starship in a post setup script. That's how I have this fancy prompt. Kind of tells me a little bit more. Build essentials, that helps us build projects. It's actually pretty good to do on every system. Even if it's someone that's maybe a noob, it's just nice to have all those dependencies already there for when inevitably they go to like a Git project and they want to build something new. They don't have to install all this. It's just there, which is kind of nice. Let's see, live build, all that's fine. So that's good. Games. Oh, look, we can do Lutris by setup, which is good. C Matrix, that's a mandatory package. I kind of kid, but really, like when you first get to Linux, running C Matrix is just fun. It's just a fun experience. Wine we'll probably add after the fact, just because I don't like the default Wine installs. And then emulators. Graphics. Image viewers, that's fine. Yep. A lot of GIMP here, which is good. I use GIMP all the time. Nobody really does vector editors. If they do, they can install Inkscape. Color pickers, nothing too crazy. Almost all this is commented out. Everywhere you see this little hash symbol, typically it means it's commented out. These are just command line image manipulation. I mean, you probably won't use them, but they're so small it doesn't even matter. We're gonna leave them. All right, installer, that's just grub, and the shims for grub. Live environment, network, what are we using for our network? I imagine network manager, but let's just make sure. So this installs Firefox by default. I don't know. What's people's take on this? What's your favorite web browser? I honestly don't like that every Linux distro does Firefox. I'm gonna add Midori, and then it's like a super basic browser, and then you install whatever browser you want. I personally like Brave, but it's such a personal decision. Midori's not gonna offend anybody because it's so small. Netscape. Kyle, you're the MVP. Yes, no one can. I mean, I still have nostalgia every time I see that Netscape logo with the globe spinning around. Ah, it would be great. A lot of Brave, a lot of Chromium. Yeah, I'm gonna do Midori. Vivaldi, I've used that. Firefox, couple Firefoxes. I think right now we're just gonna. I'm not gonna offend anybody by doing Midori because it's like 100 megs. It's such a small package that if you need a browser, launch it with Midori, install whatever browser you want. But me personally, I'll probably use Brave. But Brave does require a certain repository to happen. So we'll look to see if we can't add repositories here. I'm pretty sure we can. So we might add that. But right now, we're just going to go with something that's pretty easy. Thunderbird is crap. Goodbye, Thunderbird. No. Nextcloud is so... not really used. That's a very obscure use case. We don't want to bloat up our install with that. I like Nextcloud, but I know not very many people will use it. rsync, mandatory. Everyone needs to be using rsync. Transmission. I love that they add like a BitTorrent client by default. We're gonna take that out. Curl and wget, yes. The mandatory tools. Network manager. Yeah, there's network manager. I figured that's what they're going to put on here as the stock. Nothing wrong with network manager. Not bad. UFW for firewalls and IP tables. Actually, IP tables has been depreciated. So I don't know what the new one is. Oh, Midori's not in Sid. Cresco. Man. I should just highlight any comment from Cresco. I swear, out of all the last live streams, every single comment you've made has been like pure gold. So Midori isn't in Sid. Oh, how about that? All right. Is it not? Nah, it's in Sid. You're wrong. It's one of those few times you're wrong. Here. Sources list. And this is Sid. I just did a list. Midori is there, so we can leave Midori. It's like 5 megs, though. It's a super, super small browser. Let's see. Continuing on. Buster. We're not going to do any file sharing. I'll leave that up to whoever wants to use that. Blue Man for Bluetooth and wireless. I won't use it, but probably other people will. Trace Route Net Tool. DNS Utils. Everything else is commented. It looks like I'm scrolling fast. I'm just looking for the uncommented stuff like this right here. SSH probably needed. I need to do a new video on remoting into Linux. A lot of people struggle with that. Everything else is commented out. All right, so network's done. Office. This is where we're going to offend some folks. Libre, goodbye. Again, I don't like Libre that much. Not to say it's bad or anything. I just don't believe that you should install it by stock. These days, there's so many good browser editors that a lot of people don't even like installing an Office program. So I'm going to obviously rip that out of the install. Why bloat it up if we don't have to? If you're using like online, you can use Office Online, you can use G Suite, you can use OpenOffice even has a web-based version. Self-hosted, I think. I've done it on my Nextcloud. Cups for printing. Do we leave printers? I guess we can leave printers. Fonts. Ooh, man, look how many fonts they're installing. Quite a few. But I'm honestly okay with that. We need to add to this font selection though with what's already in here. We're gonna just pull up GitHub, Debian. Oh, this is, I need to redo my package list. Let's take a look at root packages first. And what we're gonna do is grab all of these packages, copy. The idea behind this ISO is to make it to where when you go to install this script, everything's already downloaded for you, so you're not having to mess with it. So let's come back here. Let's go required. And what we're gonna do, what was the command for, oh man, actually, let's just, I think we can do this in Vim faster. Let's go Vim etc. Oh, Vim Titus. Nope. Build Debian live config package dash list 00 required. Let's see how fast we can install this. And what we're gonna do is come back to this line, and then I think we can do a substitute. So we're gonna just substitute space with space /n G. Oops. That wasn't it. Oh, what's the break command for this? I was gonna be fancy. I thought I had it. What's the new line break for Vim for replace? It's not --/n. Replace the backspace in. That's it. Ah, so close, so close. Not quite. I know this is a little bit of a detour, but I'm always trying to improve my Vim skills. It's not backspace in, it is space with a backspace in. Maybe it's that. Oh, nope. All right, let's Google it. I always like to learn new things, and if we can figure this out, I know in future things we could be a little bit more efficient. Add, replace space with line break Vim. -R is what they say. Okay. Thanks, Don. All right, everybody says -R. Let's try it. So we're gonna go here, and we're gonna go \R and hit enter. Oh, look at that sexiness. Okay, cool. Now we got it. So to remember this, it is \return, or R for return. So all we did to break this line down, we went substitute, :substitute, / space, / and then every time there's a /, it's like saying, okay, this operation's done, on to the next one. So we're finding that first one, that's what that first operation is, and it's just find space. And then the next operation after that / is a \R, meaning return, and then / and then G. And G just basically means to the end of that line. Now, if we wanted to do the entire document, let's say it's multiple lines, this :S needs to be, I believe it's a $% or a $S. I can't remember. I always get those mixed up, but that would be the entire document. If you do just :S, it's just that one line that where the cursor is. So fun. So there's our new document. So learning that little hack may have seemed like it was a waste of 3 minutes when you could have just gone through and manually hit enter at each one. Backspace enter 10 times, probably might have taken 30 seconds. But by learning this, next time, it'll take us 5 seconds to do something that would normally cost 30 seconds. That's worth 3 minutes of my life right there. It may not have seemed like it, but in the future, as long as I can remember it, it'll come in handy. Yeah, NES. It always starts %S, means replace, substitute the entire document. But only if we remember. So true. I'm usually pretty good. I'm decent. Not great, but decent. I'm just gonna say, if on the bell curve, I'd probably be at the center of average of remembering these things. Yeah, this is actually, Ahmed, if you're looking for this episode after it airs, I leave all my live streams up nowadays. I used to private them to only the members, but these days I leave them up for everybody. So if you ever want to rewatch the live streams, they're just unlisted. Just go click on my name, and at the root of my channel, you can always get them. Anytime I'm always trying to learn something new, and if I learn something new, I'll try and teach you guys too while I'm at it. So there's our required packages for this live build. And all right, we learned that. Look at that. Boom. Someone else got it. But look at Stack Overflow here. You know how there's always that meme, like, I built a program, but I used Stack Overflow to build it. It's like 10,000 lines when it should be like 100. It's because look at all the different responses. Like, this was the top result. Control V return. Oh yeah, that should not downvote that. No, I don't want to sign in. But anyways, that was the top one. But actually, the second one was the one that was the fun thing about Stack Overflow. It's like the cringe of the development community. Can be helpful, but only if you know what you're looking for. All right, so we got our base packages, and now let's grab our themed packages, or user packages. Yes. So we were looking at those appearances, and I think that was in fonts. Oh, if we look at our fonts again, I think it was in Office. We could put it in Office. Is there anything else for system and utility? Is anything in utility? Nothing too crazy in utility. Bunch of XFC4 stuff, which we're going to blow out. File roller. I actually like file roller. Some people use Arc, some people use file roller for compression. I like file roller a little bit better than Arc. Arc is what comes with KDE. File roller is more of your GNOME environments. Vim. Oh, Vim Tiny? No. Just give me regular Vim. I don't need Tiny Vim. That's wrong. All right, I'm getting ahead of myself. System files. Nothing too crazy here. We'll come through that a little bit more. But let's come back to Office. I think we add more fonts. We'll put this as themes and extra fonts. And we'll add that. Let's try the Vim extension in VS Code. See if we can't do that. Vim. VS Code NeoVim. Vim. This one's got 9K, this one's got 58K. Probably this one. We're gonna do some blasphemy here and mix and match. All right. So can we do colon S space S and then do our /R/G. Oh man, that's so small. Yeah, I don't even know. So right here. Hopefully you got an HD monitor. There's no way to see that. Anyways, yeah, look at that. We could do Vim and VS Code. Heresy. Vim users everywhere collectively sighed. All right, so that's good. We've added that. All right. Hey, Michael's in the house. Oh, Dawn. Yeah, earlier I meant IP tables was depreciated. Good one, Dawn. NFT or NF tables. Get my mind out of the crypto realm. NF tables is what actually replaced IP tables. Thank you for that. Yeah, Vim emulation in VS Code isn't great. Kirk, you're not wrong, sir. I might end up unloading that one, but I wanted it just for that one line to do exactly what we just did in Terminal, but in VS Code. I'll probably end up, let's be real. I'll probably end up unloading it and just use my Terminal for Vim. But again, sometimes I like to flip around and kind of show people, one, the graphic way to do it with just VS Code, but then loading like the Vim extension in VS Code and trying it, and then just using Vim out of Terminal. So I kind of make people crazy by switching all over the place, but again, any which way that fits your needs is really what you should do. All right, that's good. Man, it is getting hot here. I got to turn my AC on. Texas is so weird. It's like 40 degrees Fahrenheit in the morning, or like, I don't know, 5 Celsius, and then by midday it's like 20 Celsius or 70 Fahrenheit or 80 Fahrenheit. It's been bonkers with our weather. All right, so we got pipe wire done. Let's come back into here. So office is good. Let's look at our system. This is just the live utilities. Utilities, this is where we make our changes. So this looks good. Sonar, trash CLI, that's fine. We could add other stuff, but I like all these utilities. XFCE for the desktop environment. I mean, I'm looking at this and I'm like, I kind of want to remove this, but also leave it in. I'm kind of on the fence here. Because some people are going to want, I mean, because BSPWM, I don't know if we're going to be able to configure it right out of the gate using this package. We'll come back to it. I'm going to leave it in for now, but we're going to come back to it. Password management. We're going to get rid of KeyPass, GNOME Keyring, ArcPass, GNOME Keyring. We'll leave GNUPG. Let's go delete. Oops. What is that? 4DD. Yeah. It's always weird. I like my Vim setup better. Script setup. All right. So for Polkit, here's a fun thing that a lot of people, it took me a little bit to wrap my head around. So let's say you want to launch a program from your environment in Linux, and let's say it's something that changes the system functions. Grub Customizer is a good example of this. To change Grub, you need to have this authentication. This authentication right here is basically what's called Polkit or Policy Kit. And it allows your user to get prompted with this prompt to elevate to super user to make system configurations. Without any kind of Polkit on your system, you won't get this prompt, which means you can't run anything that requires system privileges in the GUI. You'd have to go to command line and use sudo to elevate, which isn't a big deal, but I always thought that was kind of interesting. So if you're ever wondering if you're having authentication problems, you might look at your Polkit. Authentication problems doing super user things in the GUI typically is related to Polkit. Now, me personally, there's GNOME Polkit, there's KDE Polkit, but my favorite Polkit out there that I use for authentication is gonna be probably it's not used to Vim be in here. LX Polkit. And I'm just gonna verify that package. apt list installed grep Polkit. And what I'm doing right now is just kind of checking what Polkit do I have, and you can see I have LX Polkit right here. That's my favorite Polkit. It's pretty minimal. It actually comes with the LXQT environment. I like to use a lot of LXQT stuff when I don't use the desktop environment, mainly because it's so minimal. It's so good. Seahorse sucks. I don't even know what Seahorse is. Seahorse. What is Seahorse? Seahorse Linux. Seahorse is a GNOME application called Passwords and Keys. Man, oh yeah, Seahorse is terrible. Agreed. It's GNOME and it requires password and keys as far. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you for the comment. Where are you at, Seahorse? You about to die. Oh, I already deleted it. All right, cool. My subconscious knew to get rid of that package. Just to make sure I don't have... Oh. Seahorse. Okay, cool. There's no Seahorse. We're good. Moving on. So we got text editors. We got Vim, Nano, Mousepad. You know, I think that's fine. Start out, we don't need anything crazy. GNOME clocks, let's get rid of that. TTY clock we can leave. GNOME font manager. Some people are going to want to install fonts through the GUI. I'll leave GNOME font manager. Anything else here? What's up, Sparky? Oh, Dawn likes KeePass. Well, I mean, you could always install it. This is more about having, policy kit, delete. This is more about having more minimal. This type of ISO, I'm trying to start at a lot less of an install, a lot less of a footprint. I think we're gonna leave most of that in. I like most of those packages. Gonna go back through. Hunspell is like a spell checking. It's used for a lot of different things, believe it or not. And I'm so terrible with spelling that I absolutely need it. Bumblebee, that's not good. We're gonna get rid of that. Radeon tool will also delete. Bumblebee's for those laptops that have like Primus or NVIDIA and Intel, 2 graphics cards. And I installed Bumblebee and it kind of sucks, to be honest with you. I'd much rather just select internal graphics, reboot, or log out, and then log back in with just that graphics card enabled, and then just select back and forth, than use something like Bumblebee that tries to do it on the fly. It doesn't do a very good job, and I think that project hasn't been updated in like 4 or 5 years or something. I actually looked at it I think it was last month. I took a peek. Calculator, GNOME calculator. Let's delete that. And that looks pretty good. Oh my gosh. Michael's gonna get banned. Chris reminds me of Linus, but in software. Actually, that might be a compliment, because Linus is really good at hardware. Chat, you're terrible. All right. I think our utilities are good, guys. We have pretty much everything in here. There's not much else I want to add to this. So let's just quit out of that. Come back into here. Clear that. And clear that. So we did config, we did our packages. What else can we do using this? And, one more thing here. Let's look at our build, Debian Live config, under config. So we're on packages list, packages chroot. I think we can add that Rofi that was in there as well. Which I think I could have that just in this other build. Where did I put that? Oh, I have this. I'm going to put this in packages.chroot and see if it'll grab the 1.7. This was a custom package I actually did myself. I compiled it using the latest version of Rofi. As most window managers are Arch-based, Rofi 1.7 is light years ahead of what actually comes in the Debian repositories. Even SID is so far behind compared to what Arch is, as far as the version that they're using. So I compiled this manually, and let's see what happens when I add that in there. And we're just going to keep moving. Reseed. What's this in this config file? Is that not going to pull up for me? Nope. Well, fine. Oops. I opened it with a whim. All right, packages. Did I really just open that in Notepad? Gosh. All right. Okay, cool. Although, yeah, we'll leave the pre-seed alone. So then we have binary. Kind of hooks. They're apt. Pre-seed. I'm just going through each one of these. I've never done this project before, and I want to just kind of see what all we can do here. These are all just, looks like global environment variables. I'm just seeing if there's any variables in here we might want to change. Select distribution to use. We change all of this to, this is read only. All right, fine. Zero Linux. Well, that's why you're based on Arch, man. I don't blame you. I don't blame you. So some would say they're really out of date. If you're an Arch user and you come to Debian, you'll immediately notice a lot of the packages are like a year old or more sometimes. It just depends on the package. And some packages just don't exist, like Polybar just came into SID. And that's fine as long as you know how to build projects up, because Debian focuses on stability compared to having the latest and greatest. Where Arch is like having the latest and greatest at your fingertips, Debian's having, hey, everything has to be 100% stable and tested for like a year at least before they even consider it. And that's just kind of how Debian rolls. But once you get Debian set up exactly how you want, you never have to worry about your system. It just runs forever. And there's nothing better than that. All right. What do we have? Vim. What was I in? Was I in binary or bootstrap? Oh, yeah. So we're going to do another substitute. We're going to do a percent substitute entire document. We're going to look for bullseye and replace it with SID, and we'll go to the end of the document. And I forgot to do sudo. All right, that's okay. So we can do colon, exclamation, what is it? Or WS, how? What's the way to do this? I just looked it up on the last stream and I've already forgotten. Saving it out as sudo instead of relaunching. I wanted to say it was like a T or retrieve colon sudo T percent. Yeah. Thank you guys. So it's actually colon right T percent. Oh no. Exit. Oh man, what do we got? I can't exit Vim. I can't exit Vim. I'm stuck. No. Oh my gosh. Why am I stuck in this? Oh, what did I do? Oh, that was hilarious. Okay, whatever. That was great news. I can't get out of Vim. I'm stuck. Classic Linux problem right there. So let's go into config again. And I think it was just sudo vim binary. And if we look here, did this replace it? No, it did not. All right. Let's just do this again. We're going to do a percent substitute / bullseye. Place with that was Sid. Like that. Sid. And make sure there's no more bullseye. Pattern not found bull. All right, good. What else we got? Let's look at bootstrap next. I guess since these are owned by root, we will just do a sudo bootstrap to take a look. And again, running into some more bullseye. I don't know if we can do this as Sid, but we're gonna try. Or maybe we want to bootstrap bullseye for the installer, the live installer, but install Sid. I mean, that would be... kind of want to do Sid all the way around, though. Let's try it. I mean, the worst case is it just doesn't work, right? But we'll select the whole document, bullseye, and replace it with Sid. Do the end. Vim, sudo vim, chroot. Is this another bullseye? Nope. Nothing there. What's common look like? Alright, nope. Nothing in common. Looks like it's just setting up like apt. And nothing too crazy. And what's in source? Nothing. Alrighty. So I think we've added all our packages, and I think we're pretty much ready for a rebuild of this. Let's take a peek here and see if there's anything else we need to do. We already did this, that's fine. And we're already in the .live environment, so we could just do a make and then another make. I don't know how much this is gonna bloat it up or not. We'll find out. I'm still seeing like bullseye backports there. That has me a little worried. It should only be pulling from Sid. So let's look for backports and where it was grabbing. So if we look at our install, there's no security. So bullseye security, and then bullseye in release, and regular bullseye. All this should be gone, and it should only pull from Sid right here. So somewhere in this config, there is an error. Where is the question? So one way I can kind of like to recursively search is through Codium, but Codium is launching. Ah. Is Codium still going? Oh, it is. There we go. So let's go VS Code. I don't know what happened there. It got a little fogged up. But let's just close all our files, and then we're going to just open up that entire directory. Ah, man. That is unfortunate. But at least we know what the problem is. Or at least we think we do, or at least I think I do. Alright, we'll grab... Ah, that was config. File, open, folder. Let's go to build. All right. So what we're gonna do is just do like a global find from the levy, this one, and we're gonna grab bullseye. That's the build log, shows up a bunch. Change log also shows up a bunch. Make file. Again, that should be replaced when we go to make it. This should be Sid. All right. And that was in, where did I change that file at? It was in bootstrap etc sources.list. Again, here's another one. Yeah. So this one right here is security, which we don't run into on that. And now we just add Sid right here. We're gonna retry as sudo, save that out. And this is already commented. That's fine. For any other sources.list that is right here. Yeah, it's just I don't know where this is all at. That's why I did this global search through Codium. If I was looking for a file name or something like that, I guess I could do a global find through terminal using sources.list. It looks like where most of this stuff is. But these are log files, OS releases and stuff I don't care about. This is a backlist. Oh, okay. Let's see where this is at. Apt sources.list. I think we look at that and see what all's in those directories. So if we go into build and we come into Debian Live, or let's just get out of that. Let's just do a find from here. iname sources.list sudo. And this is going to kind of tell us where all the sources.list are living. So we're going to actually go into cd chroot apt. This is the first one. And I'm going to go into sources.listdd, do a listing, remove this. Because there's no back ports if you're using SID. That's why. So we'll get rid of that. And then do a sudo vim sources.list again. Let's take a peek. SID and SID updates. SID updates isn't a thing. Yeah, SID doesn't have SID updates, so we'll remove that as well. Alright, so now if we go back into build Debian Live, and we're going to go and do that find command again. Find sudo. So we have a user shared doc examples. That's nothing. Then we also have the bootstrap, which we need to take a look at. So let's go into it under cache sources list. Oops. Come back a little bit. And now we're just gonna, let's cat that sources. That's exactly what we wanted from that one. And then let's take a look here. Nothing's in here. Also, very good. Now we can come into the Debian build. So what I did there was looking for other repositories and removing almost everything that's not just the base SID. You can't just replace Bullseye with SID because Bullseye has backports, it has security repositories, and then it also has update repositories. SID has none of those. SID just has SID. That's it. It's 2 lines. It's as simple as could be. So that's what was throwing an error, I think. Now is the time to check. Yeah, sure. All right, what are we looking at? Here we go. Still is there, guys. All right, so we need to do a clean on this. That's gonna error. Okay, so we're gonna clean that make, and then we're gonna make it again. Or did I get it that time? Ah, dang it, I don't think I did. No. Error. When I'm doing that build, it says install build environment. Where's that build environment? Is that cache? I want to say that's going to be in the cache folder. Let's see if we can't remove RF cache. Blow out the cache folder, chroot, and everything else should be fine. All right. I'm pretty sure there was some like leftover cache from the first build that was spinning those package directories. So let's see here. We're gonna know real soon. Yeah. I think that was it. I'm gonna say that was it. It's already looking better. Yeah, so I already removed SID updates and also backports and security, because SID doesn't have security backports or updates. It was stuck in the cache. So since I already did a make and a build of this live environment, that was just kind of stuck in the cache. And I tried to do like a make clean, and then it was still stuck. So I just did a recursive delete of the entire cache, and it looks like it's doing better, but time will tell. Does your eyes pain? Somewhat. It just depends. Yeah, I think Sparky, what happened with Make Clean was it was done as, oh hell. All right. Sad face. Let's grep this, what, recursive -I, I think it is. SID updates. Where is this hiding? Hiding somewhere. All right, we're just gonna build it as root. I don't care now. But first, we're gonna find that. We're gonna find it. Where are you, SID updates? You tell me. Grep RI. Oh, yeah. No need for the extra. Good one, Sparky. All right, we'll just do a capital R, lowercase I, and see what we get. It's searching, I think. Maybe. Where are you at? Oh. Press any key to continue. It is not continuing. Broke it. What's your screen size? This is a 1080p. 1080p, 60 hertz. Like the true cheap ass I am. I need to get a better monitor. I did see, oh man, I was tempted to buy this monitor. I'll ask you guys. So I was looking at Amazon, of course, where everyone buys everything. And I was looking at a new monitor. This is an idea. 1440p, 400, or like a 27 inch. And I saw, I think it was, no, yes. This was the monitor I was thinking about getting. The Odyssey G5. I'm on the fence though. I don't necessarily like the curve, but then again it says the configuration's flat, but up here it says curved. Gotta love Amazon descriptions, right? But that would be a pretty sweet monitor, I think. Replace my 3 monitors with just 2 of these monitors. But then I was like, well, maybe if I'm displaying stuff, things will be smaller on the screen. So I was kind of going back and forth on that one. What do y'all think? Yeah, I was like, it's not great. It would like, I saw it last night. I was like, maybe. Yeah, maybe this is just broken. All right, that grep was taking way too long, guys. Let's just do a codium from right here. Oh. We're gonna do one more thing too. Let's do a chown, recursive, Titus, and we're gonna do Debian live. I swear something has happened here. And somehow root started taking control of this entire directory. So let's just do codium dot. Codium? Where you at, codium? Bkill. Codium. Codium? Alright, there it is. Give me codium. Alright. So, we're gonna do bullseye. Build log, dismiss. Change log, dismiss. Make file. Debian dash bullseye. Maybe the make file right here might have been. No, that's just the ISO. That should not give me any grief. But this does not look good. Okay, so maybe it didn't. All right, so I guess maybe I didn't save the file. So I swear I did, but you know how that goes. etc apt. Yeah, I guess I didn't. It might have been something with the, I think there's a permissions issue or something there, guys. But we'll just do it all right here. That was weird. Well, chroot etc apt sources list, that's empty. Sources list, that's good. All right, so that's fine. Where was the other one that we were looking at? So there's this one, which is now gone. This is just examples from the documentation. I don't think this matters. I really don't. But we can also get it out of the user share documentation as well. You need to type do as I say. I finally did watch that DistroTube parody that he did with like Space Odyssey 2001. That was pretty damn funny. I gotta say. How? That was great. Oh man, I was dying. All right, I'm not going to change the documentation. I really don't think that's it, but I think I'm going to user share doc apt examples. Yeah, we'll leave it. I just don't think it's going to grab from those docs, so I think we'll be fine. That's just a signing key. Nothing more documentation, distribution, documentation again, not needed. Nope. And these are just GPG keys, which that's fine to leave them here. You're not going to run into any issues with that. However, this looks to be something. Config archives. Yeah, even still. Yeah, let's get rid of it. Let's get rid of this. It could interrupt us. So let's come back, but right here, config archives. Let's just move this to trash. Although I'm tempted. Yeah, well, it's gone now. Moving on. Well, I'm glad it helped, Zero. That's great. Yeah, I don't think it'll grab the example files either. That just doesn't make any sense to me. This is commented out anyway, so that doesn't matter. Custom MD. This is just a markdown file, so again, shouldn't matter. Another markdown to do audio video. No. System markdown, utility markdown. All right, I think that should do it. Here we go. Hold on to your butts as soon as I find that command. How long ago was that? There we go. Now, here it comes. We'll see how it goes. We'll validate all these. I'm thinking it was just a leftover from our permissions. Fingers crossed. that's looking good. I think we made it this far last time on the last build. All right, Sid. Yes. But no. Crap. Sid updates. Where'd that come from? All right. It was Sid updates that slipped in there. That sneaky buggard. Man. All right. Podium. Where are you at? All right, so it was Sid-updates. Ah, there it is. It was under chroot HTC apt. I can't believe I missed that. I swear there's something like sabotaging me. Let's just do a sudo chown Titus right here. Do it as recursive. All right. Chroot. Here's the directory. Should be under CT8 apt. Vim sources. I swear. All right, it's not there. All right, I'm thinking I just missed that one file. I think. I mean, at this point, I'm like, man, come on. Yeah, Sid updates doesn't exist. All right. Let's cat. Just to make sure it didn't. Maybe like we're gonna do a refresh of cache. We'll remove cache, but before we do that, let's cat chroot etc apt sources. Okay, so I see what's happening. Because the cache had it, when I went to rebuild it, it automatically rewrote over that sources.list file. Tricky. Clever girl. If there's any Jurassic Park fans in the audience. All right. Permissions again. What? Ow, whatever. I don't know how I'm keep messing that up, but yes, do as I say. I think I can just do like a no. I think I was just Vim. Yeah. I think it was all based on that. Now we built. I'm feeling better about this build. I think this is gonna do it. Feeling better about this one. I'm like 57% sure this is gonna work. So I'm pretty sure it's gonna work. More than it's not gonna work. But 43% of me says, well, you know, it has failed like 7 times. Yeah, we could, if I get really desperate, I'll just be like, I don't care. Switch into super user. Run as root. So the weird thing here is I've killed this prompt or this terminal. I've quit out and then I've launched it again and somehow it still sets the permissions to root. I think it's because it's doing did they? Oh. Yeah. So sid updates is somewhere in there. All right. I mean, it's right there. Where is it pulling that from? You. Yeah, it's from the ch root environment. I know that. It's just like, but where? All right, well, let's take ownership again. We'll just do sudo ch root recursive Titus : and give me everything. Oh. ch own. I'm just thinking ch root's the problem. All right, list, and now we're gonna just do a remove force of the cache, blow out the cache. Now we're gonna grab Codium in here, where I said we were, but yeah, I don't have Codium up. Now we're gonna just p-kill Codium, like really kill it. All right. I don't understand. All right. All right, mister. Sid updates. Where are you at, Sid updates? It's in the build log. I know you're in the build log. But where is it at in this live environment? It doesn't make any sense. Like, I'm in here. Apt. Right here. Sources.list. Look. Sid. There is no Sid updates. No. Sources D. Nothing there. Alright. So it is not in the ch root environment. What about config and these are all commented, so there's nothing there. All right, nope. Where is it grabbing it? app.conf. All right, we can look at app.conf. Let's come back to the root of this. Ch root. I mean, like I said, I don't think I've ever seen a SID build of a live environment. So we might be trying to do something that just is not really meant to be done. But still, I'm sure someone's done it. Yeah, I mean, we could do that. So what I did when I was looking for SID updates, I was actually... where's this build log at, anyways? Let's remove build log. So, coming from our live environment here, when I do a recursive search just doing this, and just search, it's only the build log. It's nowhere else. And I'm sure I deleted it. I want to rewind my stream and look, but I'm almost 100% positive I deleted SID-updates. Going slowly mad. Rage quit right on stream. Is there any other spot they hide stuff? No, that's just the package list. Nothing here. Yeah. And then if we look at chroot, maybe, just maybe, it's like hard-coded in a file somewhere. I mean, you think it would show up in the search, though. All right, we can grep SID updates. All right. I know a lot of people are... My grep is, like, broken. It's, like, not actually outputting anything. App.conf. I mean, we could do like a find app.conf. Find current directory, iname, apt.conf. That's only in the examples. There is no app.conf in chroot, other than the documentation. But at this point, I almost want to go and change the documentation. Like, nothing else makes sense to me of why it would change things. So if we look at apt, go into examples, and we're looking at like vim app.conf. There's nothing there. There's literally nothing there. Vim sources.list. Bullseye and Bullseye security, but you know what? At this point, I'm cool with just deleting this. I mean, I just don't think this is actually where it's pulling it from. This is just an examples file. Doesn't make any sense. I mean, maybe I just rebuild it again. I've deleted that. I don't see anywhere else this could be. Let's do one more find. I'm just not certain. I feel like we're doing the exact same thing as we done before. So let's do a find of sources.list. There's got to be like a rogue sources.list somewhere. And if we cat sources.list here, it's SID. Cat sources.list here. Again, that's what we just changed. And I even changed that to SID. Slider spy. Grep include. Rename home. E. SID updates. Yeah, so I'm building a live ISO in case anybody's forgotten. I remember. Somewhat. And it could be the project too. Maybe the project's just not built for building SID. That's totally possible. I think what it's doing is maybe it's grabbing it and then adding the dash updates in the script itself. That's more plausible here. That makes more sense. So I think in the GitHub project itself, it's seeing SID, and then it's like, oh, well, there's no updates repo. Let me add that in the script, and then it adds it as it goes. I think that's happening. That makes more sense to me. I think it's generating it through the GitHub script. All right, let me see here, Sparky. I'm pulling this up. Oh, come on. All right, Sparky wrote a script. Let's grab it. Grabbed us a script from Git, all the old Gits of the hub. Find sid.sh. All right, chmod, make that executable. All right, let's write find sid, looking over it. Doesn't find anything using your script, Sparky. So I think we've gotten rid of it, but you know what? I'm gonna change your script up just a hair. I'm gonna modify it. I like the idea. Let's find SID, but instead of SID, let's find updates, like dash updates. I think this right here. Find updates. Maybe just updates. Let's get rid of these quotes. Now that's interesting. Now that right there, guys, now that could be something. But it's not. Ah. All right, let's rebuild. I mean, honestly, at this point, yeah, you're only searching for DOS lists on those. Okay. At this point, I think we rerun it. I mean, I think it's literally going to do the same thing, though. I swear there's something in this thing that is just... I say we move on to a different project if this doesn't work. One last go. I'm just going to say SID can't be built as a live environment, at least not using this project. We might be able to do a Bullseye. I just hate to use Bullseye and then change the repository afterwards. I'd much rather build an ISO with all the recent packages in SID, so that makes it to where you download it once and then there's just real minimal updates. I haven't seen the Jing pad. I think I have. It looked interesting. It's been a little bit, sounds really familiar. Oh, isn't it like a tablet running Linux or something? Can't remember. Unattended upgrades. Line 30 of CH root. Okay, Gabriel and Steve M Steve M says check the config. As expected, it failed on us because it added SID. So let's, we got some good chat here. Let's first get rid of cache. chmod, sudo chmod recursive dot, actually, just give me full access to this user. All right. Not chmod, chown. Blow out the cache directory. We're gonna change config chroot etc. Oh no. We're gonna change sources.list. See, it added this again. Save that out. And now we're gonna go into config includes chroot etc apt conf 50. All right. Line 30, he says. So if we go to 30, proposed updates. Debian security. I think we can just get rid of those. Ooh, might have gone a little bit much on that, but I think that might do it. I think Steve M might have been right there. And then config auto. All right, so let's go to config auto. Where was the auto file at? I love chat. Give Linus a call. I love it. Yeah, I should have commented out, not removed it. I'm betting that's out. I'm betting that's it. Use find. All right. Find dot. I'm thinking that's it. Yeah. I wonder why my grep isn't working. That was interesting, because if I do like a grep ri sources.list, it like just breaks. Or sudo. Same thing. It's weird. Could be something with the actual project itself, but anywho. Let's rebuild and see if it does it. Uh-oh. I broke it at it. Ah. I mean, I don't think it's a What is the rebase? Whatever. We're gonna nuke it. We're just gonna nuke it and start from scratch. I'm done. Done with this thing. Alright. Let's go into config. Starting over. I bet there was something in there. We're just gonna go through one by one and take a look at this. Alright, archives. There's these backports, binary, and chroot list. You can see bullseye security, proposed, updates, backports. So what we could do is just delete all these. I mean, we really should just do testing and just call it a day. Testing's pretty close to SID. But I don't want to. I think we do that. Alright, that's this. Archives. Bootloaders. Alright, that's just grub. Hooks. Now, someone mentioned this. Let's see if there's anything from apt. Update packages. Sessions. Nope. Everything looks good there. Chroot. etc. apt. apt-conf. Unintended upgrades. So this is where we ran into some issues, like right here, updates, proposed updates, security, backports. All that's fine. Close that out. Sources.list, live example. There's nothing here, everything's commented. So, uncomment to receive packages from, receive updates from packages installed from, no, we don't want that. That's fine. Back again. So that's where apt is in the include ch. The launcher. Oh crap, I deleted all the packages we had installed. Ugh. That's right, we redid all our package lists. Bro. Wait, maybe. Did I have that in trash, maybe? No. Of course not. I deleted it from terminal. There is no trash. I don't have trash bin in terminal set. Ah, sad face. Oh well. Yeah, there was no backup. I just did a RM, RF, blew it out. There's no going back from that. Backup, guys. Or enable trash bin in your terminal. Let's see. Enable trash from terminal. Let's see. Maybe we learned something new today. If we learn anything on these streams, maybe not what not to do. All right, how to delete to trash via terminal. Oh, jeez. So there's trash put. There's also gvfs -trash. So probably the best answer is to just use trash-cli, and then it gives you trash, and then we could just do an alias for RM. And then that forces us to use trash-cli. I think that's pretty good. So let's do trash-cli and see what we got. Oh, that's funny. So maybe we can future-proof this a little bit. So what's trash give me? I've never used this command. Put files in trash. And it looks like So I use recursive and force a bunch when I RM. Trash looks like it has recursive and force as well. Yeah, see? Look, for GNU RM compatibility, they just added this stuff just so when you do an alias for RM, it puts it in trash instead. And then if we do trash list, okay. Oh man. I tell you. So it goes from the oldest to the newest. Where is that grep package? Meh. Oh, I didn't source the file. Oops, that file's gone. Hopefully I don't need it. All right, now it's active. So let's try that again. Package log. So with that, let's go trash dash list. And if we look for, or let's just do a trash list grep package. We should see like package lock. Yes. Okay. So now if I do another like, hey, I'm an idiot, I'm gonna go ahead and do that and blow out everything in our CLI. I've at least made an alias to use trash-CLI, a package I've never used that I've learned today that I absolutely should have been using. Oh, that would have saved me so much time and heartache. Thanks so much for the super chat there, Michael. All right. So now we've changed the config files around. I'm just going to make it. I know this isn't the packages that we wanted, but I want to make sure this actually can make an ISO using SID without having to do any of this. I'm fairly certain this will work now. And when I say fairly certain, I mean like 7% certain, because we've had so many problems making this thing. But at the very least, we've picked up some cool stuff today. We've learned some things. We've learned a thing or two. Yeah, Peter. The website actually I use through a third party. I'm not hosting that anymore. I really like the minimal. My favorite website of all time. If I didn't need all the extra jazz that I'm doing with my website right now, I totally would have just kept on using Hugo with Netlify. I still love the Hugo with Netlify. That was by far my favorite. It was real easy. The JSON search was amazing. The web pages were super easy to make, and you could just do it all through like a git commit. Oh, it's such a cool way to do a website. It's just, I wanted to integrate all this extra stuff with like a store, and sadly, it was just not feasible for me in that. Any light DM themes you'd recommend? I would say... Oh, what is my Aether? Let me type it in chat. It was good. Aether light DM theme WebKit 2 requirement. There's a light DM WebKit 2 that is required. It's another package that Aether uses for that. But it's a pretty cool little light DM theme I really like. Although these days I'm really liking SDDM. And of course this did not work. But actually, this is actually a pretty easy one to fix. It's kind of funny. We actually removed the packages that broke here. App Armor and LibreOffice is what caused that to break. That's okay. We can fix. At this point, I just kind of want to make my own ISO here. That's okay. Let's remove that. We're going to go packages, list. And what we'll probably do is just do a codium from here. Ah. Codium from package dash lists. All right. So let's take a peek. There's a lot that I hated out of this, like all this VLC garbage, delete. And then I wanted to do celluloid for this. Do celluloid. We're just gonna go through and make this as we saw. We also had those pipe wire configurations I would have liked to. Get rid of cheese, get rid of that. What else we have? Oh boy. We'll leave pulse for now. Oh, heck with it. Let's do it. Let's just... I know I said I wouldn't, but now that I'm seeing errors, I'm like, I can fix it. Never give up. Never quit. Get there. Pipe wire media session and wire plumber. All right, and enter. Delete. I think for pipe wire there. Pipewire media session. No, that's a legit deal. All right, that should get both of those. Fine. I'm not going to spend too much time on this. I just want to slowly, I want to at least cool this down a hair. Get rid of all that LibreOffice stuff as well. Games, that's fine. And all right, graphics, image viewers, that's fine. GIMP, good. I swear there was, I can't remember, there was something in here I didn't like, and I can't. Yeah, we'll keep moving. Keep moving. Get rid of that. We will put Midori on here, and then people can pick their browser. I just want it as lightweight as possible. Pigeon for IRC instant messaging? That seems like an odd pick, right? That's just weird. Like, why would you install Pigeon by default in Mumble? This ain't 2005, right? Oh, that's weird. All right, we missed packages the first time around anyways. Like torrenting, I'm gonna get rid of that by default. Yeah, there's a lot here that I wanted to get rid of anyways. It's always easier the second time around. IP tables, actually, This should actually be NF tables. NF tables is what replaced IP tables. IP tables is actually depreciated, so don't use that anymore. What else we got? All that looks good. Moving on. Office. Yeah. And that looks good. How low do you think we can get this install? I want to get it well under 1,000 packages. Although with XFCE or XFCE, I don't think we will. I'll leave printers. That's fine. Image scanning. Image scans suck. Let's just remove that. And moving on. System. Did I already get rid of OBS? Somebody has best keyboard. You know, I really like this Digma. The Digma Raise is what I bought. It's $300, not cheap. But I love this keyboard. Hashtag not sponsored. They didn't send it to me. I spent $300 on it. I should make a video, but at the same time, I don't know. I'm not obligated to, so I don't think I will at this point. It's like I don't really do the product reviews. Occasionally, it's been a good year, I think, since the last thing I reviewed on my channel, though. Where are you at? You mean deprecated, not depreciated. Yeah, deprecated. I always conflate the two. Or confuse the two. I only speak one language, bad English. That's it. Typical American in that regard. Light DM. I guess we can leave it. I don't want to, though. Yeah, let's get rid of Light DM. I'm going to do SDDM. App Armor, who needs App Armor? Let's get rid of it. Kick it to the curb. NVIDIA driver, let's get rid of that too. Ooh, you know what? Should I leave it? I might leave that in, actually. For those NVIDIA users out there. And everything else looks good. Utility. Thunar, great. XFCE, great. Oh, we need to add a compositor here, though. ICOM. Archive management, that's fine. Session. This is where we need to get rid of some stuff. And we'll add LX bolt kit. And delete that. What happened? Oh well. Good enough. Moving on. I feel like we got it though. I feel like that was the fix. Okay, autosave's on. We're good. Quitting out. All right. Here we go. Here we go. Go. Yeah, I don't like spending a whole bunch of money on stuff. I mean, I have an 8-year-old car and I'm living, I do all this stuff from my garage because I don't want to do lease space. And I just like refuse to buy a lot newer stuff. Like most people don't realize, but my camera is $500. Like most YouTubers use like a full frame camera that's just amazing. But my little $500 camera, I'm like, 1080p, it does the job. But eventually I probably will need to upgrade. Joseph, thanks for the super chat. Hope you're doing well. Started to watch more videos. I was wondering why you don't really like VirtualBox. Started using 8 years ago. It's a great question, Joseph. VirtualBox is great when you're first learning virtualization. However, as you get a little bit more tenured, you'll find that you lose a good bit of performance with VirtualBox. Same goes with like VMware or even the other offshoots. When you go with QEMU or KVM in a Linux box, it performs so much better than a VirtualBox. So you have a lot more options that are just really amazing. So that's the reason why I really love using just KVM or QEMU. Even better than that, like if I was doing a lot of virtualization, I personally would just go with a bare metal hypervisor. Much like ESXi from VMware, that's like the market standard. But even like a Hyper-V from Windows Server or Zen Server or XCP-NGs is the open source project of that. All those are bare metal hypervisors that don't need like an OS on top of it, and you're going to get even more performance out of using those. So that's why. Pipe wire session conflicts with wire plumber, but is to be... Ah, man, I did that. My bad. Let's go into package lists. And let's go audio. Wire plumber. Let's just delete that. All right, let's just make it again. Come on, 11th time is the charm. But that's the reason why, Joseph. I really do love KVM and QEMU. It's really awesome. If you never used them or Virt Manager, once you understand them and you understand like Virsh or Vir SH in the back ends of them, it's just so much more powerful. You can do more stuff. You can like get around roadblocks people set in virtualization or VM's ways. Like back when NVIDIA used to block people from passing through cards, you could bypass it by saying, hey, operating system, I am not a VM. And then the operating system would be like, okay, I believe you. Give me my card. And then you could pass those NVIDIA cards. And that was all done with KVM. Where in VirtualBox, it was like, no, that's not happening. So there's a lot of reasons why. Proxmox or XCP-NG. Proxmox is fantastic for those aspiring YouTubers out there because you're able to use the Spice display server. It's also based on Debian, which is really good. I would not use this in a business, but for like showing you VMs and stuff, I love Proxmox. And I love the fact I can hack around on that base Debian, which is just fantastic. So I love Proxmox for that niche case. But overall, when it comes to stability, XCP-NG in a headless environment is what I'd go for, because XCP-NG is based on a RHEL-based system, which is more stable than Debian. And I know that sounds kind of crazy, but RHEL is more stable and more secure. It has about a third of the vulnerabilities that Debian's had, and it's just built with security in mind. And it's fantastic. So I love XCP-NG because it's RHEL-based. It's a great system when you're going headless. It's great for businesses. I just it depends on when you're for the hobbyist out there. I'm like Proxmox. For the person setting up hypervisors that are open source and free in businesses, XCP-NG. And that's just kind of like my views of both. Both have their strengths. Like Proxmox is looks beautiful when you're pulling in like a display from a server. But when you're setting up for business and stuff, we honestly don't even care. I mean, most times it's all done through like VNC or something like that. It's not the most beautiful thing, but those servers usually just sit there being headless. We SSH in and it's just done. And that's just kind of like the differences between the two. It was a little bit long-winded, but hopefully you got it. Got what I was saying. Got what I was throwing down. Would you ever do a setup video for KVM, NVIDIA pass-through on Debian? I would probably do a setup video for KVM because that would appeal to a large audience. PCI pass-through is such an obscure thing, though. I did a couple of videos on PCI pass-through using KVM about a couple years ago and worked hard on those videos, and they performed terrible. Nobody wanted to do that because it's pretty technically demanding, and I put a lot of work into them. Sad to say, and PCI pass-through is just so far out of the norm because it requires 2 graphics cards. And today, 2 graphics cards? Like, you can't even get 1 graphics card, much less 2. So that's why PCI pass-through videos are not in the near future. I could hear the comments now. Typical YouTuber. He has all those graphics cards. He's hoarding them. It's the YouTubers, they're the problem. I know, because that's what I would say. But yeah, no, it's just that's why I don't do PCI pass-through videos. It's just so obscure, and it's so technically demanding that so few people can do it. It's a fantastic setup, though. Yeah, I've also heard people mention like passing their current GPU to the VM when you launch it, and that is tricky, and I don't recommend it, and I don't think it's very much of a solution. Just dual boot at that point. Can you give me an idea for this video? Yeah, sure, Mohammed. This is just building an ISO to install Debian. That's it. That's the whole video. And it's just me failing over and over and over and over again. This is our 11th try. Actually, I think this is the longest this actually has ever run. Chat can probably tell me. Oh, I missed Thunderbird. I saw that got snuck in there. That tricky Thunderbird. Hate Thunderbird. Not a big fan. Oh, the RTX cards seem to work with grid drivers. Oh, well, that's cool, Sparky. That's a possible video right there. Do you know Joe Collins' YouTube channel? Well, greetings and salutations. I love Joe's videos, man. He doesn't do very many these days. I think a lot of people attacked him. I think it was like some Linux Mint drama or something, but I love Joe. He had some great stuff, great content. Oh, I got Thunderbird and Seahorse in there. Yikes. Well, let's see what it does. It'd be cool if it spit out an ISO here. I don't really like most email clients. I honestly, these days, I really just like to use web clients. Setting up your own can be pretty good. There's a lot of good projects for that. I'm trying to think. The last one I did was, I think I was using actually a Synology one. I think it was like Mail Plus. And it looked exactly like Gmail. And functioned exactly like Gmail. But I hosted it all. Worked good. I had no complaints, man. Chris doesn't answer. Occasionally. I get a lot of email, man. My email and messages have been like stressing me out lately. So I haven't been opening them up. It's terrible. It's a good problem to have. You know, some people like sent me a whole bunch of stuff. Oh, I got an email from Micro Center a while back. I love Micro Center, but I didn't respond. I didn't. I was like, oh, I should respond. I love Micro Center. Maybe they'll give me some hardware. And then I forgot to call them back or respond to the email. I fail. Fail as a YouTuber. But I just get so much email. It's something like probably 200 or 300 emails a day. Ugh. I mean, just talking about it makes me stressed out. It's like, let me just read the subject lines. Go through them like that. That's pretty much what it is. So if you write more than 2 sentences in an email to me, yeah, there's probably a good chance I'm never going to hear it or respond. Collab when? Next year? New year? Maybe. I'll hit you up, man. You know, this is actually looking pretty good. This is looking really good. Oh, I'm telling you, this is by far the longest it's ever run. Ah! Come on! Bumblebee. I knew it was going to be Bumblebee. Look. I told you that package was garbage. Ah, I missed it. Gosh, you bigger. Man, that was such garbage. Oh, I tell you. All right. Bumblebee. In utility of that list. Yep. So let's just go 2DD. Get rid of that. Next up, Thunderbird. Oh no, I got rid of Thunderbird. All right, next up is gonna be Seahorse. That was another one. Seahorse. Oh no, I got rid of Seahorse too. I think it was just in the cache. All right, it's on. Game on. Game on. I'm gonna get it this time. I like we're right there. I tell you, so close. Here we go. Build number. I lost count. I can't count the high. That how high this build number's getting up to. All right, take 13. We're gonna build it again. Yeah, so anyways, we did remove Thunderbird and the Seahorse. We also got rid of Bumblebee, which obviously got us there. Can't count past 13. I'd never graduated that high school. I'm from Kansas. Oh man. I wish I was building this thing. What's up with Chris disliking? It works fine. The only problem is it uses pi. It's not so much, Peter. I just don't like the archaic look of Thunderbird. That's really my biggest gripe about Thunderbird. Any advice on working with legacy code? Oh. Well, I don't know. No. I went to school for computer science, but I really don't work with legacy code very much. All my stuff is mainly scripting and other aspects. I don't really code. Yeah, I think Mailspring has a little bit better skin. A little bit newer looking. Last time I looked at mail clients, I remember Mailspring was kind of close to the top. Other mail clients you might consider too. I don't know if you're using like Exchange servers or something. I know Mailspring. I don't know how well they handle Exchange clients, but for Exchange clients, I was needing to connect to one of those, and I ended up using Hurry, H-I-R-I. But I know that's a proprietary paid solution, but the actual client was pretty. That was the big turn on for Hurry, was the client itself looked pretty awesome. But yeah, these days I'm just using webmail. I just use webmail for everything. Working with legacy code. Well, I hear alcohol's a solution. That's fair. Yeah? Yeah? Oh yeah, it's looking bad out there. Okay. I'll let you know. I'll finish up soon. All right, build. This build better work. That's all I gotta say. Yeah, I remember the good old days of Pop and IMAP and all that. I never really liked IMAP though. Squirrel Mail? Oh man. I hadn't seen that in a long time. Knock knock, get to work, yeah. Pretty much. My kids and I have been skateboarding a bunch lately. So they're like, hey, it's getting dark. We're not going to be able to skateboard. I'm like, okay, I'm going to finish up. So this build better work. That's all I got to say. Hey, HGH, what's up, man? Rebuilding his image again. Don't worry, I'll tear it down. That's great. Oh, APT Catcher NG. Yeah, would that even work? I think I would probably need to do that because this is actually a CH root environment, Sparky. I remember doing some multi-threading though. I remember using some package for it, for the main system. But since this is actually CH rooting into the ISO file that we're building, I think you'd have to modify it somehow to use AP Catcher. Good point though. If anybody out there is running a Debian system and not using AP Catcher NG, you should install it. It's pretty cool. Yeah, do it safe and enjoy. I took a slam yesterday. We were skateboarding, and I was I'm new, by the way. I'm new to skateboarding. I never skateboarded before in my life. So at 40, skateboarding and learning balance, things are just distributed differently as you age. Needless to say, I've gotten decent to where I can push and I can look comfortable on the board. So I was like, okay. I was watching I think they say anybody after 35 is considered like geriatric skateboarders. And I was looking at this one video, and it was this kid going from like a dead sprint, tossing his board down and jumping on. So I was basically learning that yesterday, and I went to run, and I got about 5 or 6 steps in, and I'm like, okay, I'm going fast enough. I tossed my board down, hopped on it, and then as soon as I put my left foot on, I was like, uh-oh, this isn't good. And the board just shot out from underneath me, and I just went splat. And I don't know if anybody here skateboards, but you need to roll. I didn't. It was just like pavement, me, bam. That was it. And I was like, oh, please tell me I didn't break a bone or my hip. Luckily, I didn't. It was fine. I just bruised up a little bit. Actually, I didn't even bruise that bad. I just got like a couple marks. Nothing bad. And then I think a bruise on my hip. Not too bad. It was fun. I was gonna roll. So anyways, I was watching it. It was like, when you wipe out skateboarding, you need to roll out of it. And I'm like, yeah, says the 20-year-old. Oh my gosh. So I just went splat. And then I was like, roll. And my daughter was over there. She's like, Dad, what? Oh, are you okay? I think you rolled too late. And I was like, I know. I tried. Oh, it's still fun though. It's still a lot of fun. This is still the 5600. It seems slow because it's running through that CH root environment, Michael. So whenever you're dealing with like a nested CH root like this, you're gonna run into slower speeds. Yeah, if I'd rolled my ankle, that would have been bad. Oh, I love it. Ox. That is greatness. I love the emotes. Skateboard ambulance. It's true, man. Some skateboarders are, but you got to be fearless when you're on there. If you have like, I would say like skateboarding's like 50% mental. Like if you think you're going to wipe out doing a trick, you're going to wipe out doing that trick. It's like just inevitable. UFW, I think UFW is pretty much mandatory. You gotta have some kind of firewall. UFW does the trick though. Yeah, right now all the polybar scripts are on the Debian Titus repository. So if you pull up my GitHub, you can actually pull those scripts down for polybar and BSPWM if you want to use them. Just make sure you also grab the X resources and the X Nord file and toss those in your home directory, because that's how it does all the shadings of the top bar. Chris is trying to be a hipster cool kid. Yeah, I tweeted out on Twitter. I tweeted on the Twitters. And someone, there was a good little scene. I think it was from like SNL from, oh God, what is that Fargo guy? Anyways, he walks up with a skateboard and he's like 50 years old and he's like, how's it going, my fellow kids? I got a good chuckle. Loved it. Go with Wire Plumber. Okay. I think I was using Pipewire Media Session. That was a lot more basic, but yeah, I'll switch it over to Wire Plumber. Right now, I'm just wondering on these packages, I wanted to just see this work. That was the big thing. Yeah, it's still running into issues here. Yeah, I think what I might do is build the live environment. I guess I could just build it with like Bookworm or Bullseye. I just didn't want to do it that way. I wanted to use Sid. But I'll do some more research on it and then revisit it back. Oh, APT Catcher Docker image. Oh, thanks, Sparky. I'll toss this on my Synology box, actually. And then it'll just cache, because I'm always downloading stuff from APT. Oh, dude. Yeah, thanks, Sparky. This is going to be good. I'm going to leave that up on my screen. For as much as I'm in apt and I'm downloading from the repos, that's going to be clutch. Yeah, thanks, man. Yeah, it's mainly just trying to make the custom ISO. And I think not even Debian builds SID ISOs. All Debian does is build usually like testing, like Bookworm, and also the Bullseye stable release ISOs. I don't even think they do the SID ISOs because that would be rebuilt like every single hour or every day, really. That's it. Definitely call a friend. I'll hit up Linus and be like, hey Linus, I'm having problems running an ISO. Can you please help? Send Anthony over. I promise I won't poach him. All right, I'll check it out, Michael. I'll read the website. That's so great. All right, guys. Well, this was a big failure today. You got to see me fail building an ISO for 3 hours. But we learned some stuff. Building SID ISOs are difficult. That's the number one thing. Number two, working with Vim and some of the substitute. I thought that was pretty cool. Like, especially finding like that backwards R to return and replace spaces with returns. I thought that was pretty cool. And then some repository work. I think that was kind of neat, understanding that functionality. Probably other couple little gems hidden in this live stream somewhere. But yeah, building ISOs are difficult, for sure. I'll do some more research. I'll be punching around on it a little bit more. I haven't given up. But Friday's live stream will probably do something a little different. I'll workshop it a bit and then probably put it up on the main channel page and then go live Friday morning and see what we come up with. It should be a lot of fun. It was great. And that's the thing I always want to leave people with is just remember, it's okay to fail. It's okay to get it wrong. That's how we learn. So 3 hours of learning. That's all we did. And also, I wanted to check out the apt catcher from Sparky posted. Apt catcher, what it does is I have a whole bunch of machines that I'm running APT update on. You can run apt catcher, and as it comes through my gateway, it'll grab that and say, hey, this is already a cache package, and then just give it away to me. So pretty cool. It'll speed up these transfer times and download times considerably. So I'm going to see if I can't get that going in offline as well. That was pretty cool. Neat projects. Alrighty, guys. Take it easy. Hope you have a good one. And I'll see y'all on Friday morning. And yeah, be good to everybody. Peace.